Why would the rabbis Bichlal tell us to get so drunk that we don't know who we are, who anything is, what anything is? Some have the custom, and it's a legitimate custom, to drink until they're very, very, very intoxicated. They're out of their mind almost. What type of message, where is serving Hashem fit in all this? Well, how can I serve Hashem if I go out of my mind? So I think one lesson is, you should know, even your mind, as great as it is limited. And going out of your mind is reaching also a new plateau, because don't be stuck in your conclusions, what you think is correct. You have to be always open-minded to realize that there's more to learn, and you have to be willing to say, I was wrong. That's, in fact, why we call our biggest sages, the rabbis of the Gemara and of the Mishnah, we don't call them rabbis, we call them Talmidei Chachamim. They are students of wisdom. If we remember that we're students of wisdom, then we're always learning, we're always growing. And so I think this idea of drinking on Purim to go beyond my intellectual faculties is to teach me that they're limited, and they're always limited. Another message, I think, which is kind of related, is I think that in order to stay sane in a world like this, in an insane world, so you got to get insane once. So the holiday of Purim tells you, go insane, go out of your mind one day, meaning go out of yourself, in order that you could stay in yourself the rest of the year. That's another message for getting drunk on Purim. A third message, I think, is that we think we're only drunk on Purim, right? Don't you think you're only drunk on Purim? The secret is this: we're always drunk. A person can fall asleep and fall into a drunken state where it's not really fully him acting, it's not really fully him speaking or doing. In your relationships, your relationship with yourself, certainly your relationship with Hashem. So if we're sleepwalking, if we're not really in control of what we're doing, so what does it mean to be drunk? Being drunk means there's a disconnect from my mind and my body. Here in our context, when we're talking about serving Hashem, there's a disconnect between my mind and my soul and my animalistic body. When I get drunk, I actually am conscious of that a bit more, because when I'm drunk and I want to go on a straight line, and my body's taking me over here, I know I'm a little bit off in the camera, but that you'll get the point. And so I'm trying to go straight, but I'm not. That's physically being drunk. So we're spiritually drunk. We're sleeping and drunk all year long, unfortunately, sometimes. And when you really take a good look at this world's been sleeping and off course for centuries, millennia. So getting drunk on Purim, since this is coming from the sages and coming from a holiday that we're tapping into spirituality, is to tell me, wake up from your drunkenness, wake up from your sleepwalking, spiritually, intellectually, emotionally, and invest into life, live your life, get back in control. I think that's another message that we could take from being drunk. Because if you'll notice, when you reach the peak of being drunk on Purim, you'll try to pray. You can't do what you want to do. There's still a desire to want to do certain things. You want to maybe go to walk, and you can't do it. So we don't realize that all through our lives, we sometimes fall to such a state where we cannot do the simple things we truly want to do. And so that's also being drunk. Okay, 3 messages about being drunk. I think that's enough. The 4th lesson about being drunk is getting drunk this Purim, and seeing if you can apply all these knowledge that we learned today.